Rise and shine, everyone. It's 7:30 on your Thursday morning, July the 25th. And on Thursdays, we get to visit with Gadsden State Community College and get to share with you viewers all of the opportunities that are there at Gadsden State. So if you know someone who is interested in continuing their educational journey or beginning their educational journey, please take a moment to share this with your friends. So this morning we're going to be talking about biology, chemistry, human anatomy, all of that fun stuff. So we have with us Phillip Snider. He is the biology and human gross anatomy instructor, and Dr. Barbara Dorsett. She is the biology and chemistry instructor. So welcome this morning. Thank you for joining me this morning. I am super excited about this. As I was telling Mr. Snider, I was able to visit the Cadaver Lab in a leadership EdWall program, and so I got to experience it firsthand, and I am really looking forward to sharing that information with our viewers.
Good.
So I want to start by just allowing you to introduce yourself, talk about how long you've been with Gadsden State, and something that you love about being part of Gadsden State. So Dr. Dorsett, I'm going to start with you.
Thank you, Courtney. I have been at Gadsden State since 2011. I teach both anatomy and physiology and chemistry. I think the thing that I love most about Gadsden State is the true mission of the college. I love getting to know the students. Our class sizes are small, and so I truly know all the students' name, and that's the part that I really enjoy the most.
Mr. Snider, what about you?
Yes, I'm Phillip Snider. I've been at Gadsden State for roughly about 23 years. I have taught biology and anatomy, physiology, and gross anatomy. And I think we all enjoy working at Gadsden State because it's called a community college, and we get involved with the community. We like the community to get involved with us. Everybody in our department gets along well. We like each other.
That's helpful.
It's always helpful. And we do get to know our students because we do have smaller class sizes, and we can have students multiple semesters. It's not, a lot of times it's not a one and done with us. We have them multiple times, so I think that makes a big difference.
I agree, and having that smaller class and being able to have that communication with your instructors is super important, and to know that they're there for you. You can ask questions, you can go ask for additional support and help, and that makes that experience a lot less stressful, I can imagine.
Yes.
So there's some really exciting things. As I mentioned earlier, I got to visit your lab, and one of the things that Gadsden State has to offer is a cadaver lab.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that. How long have you been able to offer the Cadaver Lab to your students?
Well, it started in 2007 when the college acquired a grant to start and actually construct a gross anatomy lab. I was approached by one of our former department heads, Ms. Shirley Colvin, and she came to me and she said, would you be interested in teaching a course that is a cadaver-based anatomy course? And of course I said yes. I had no experience working with cadavers, so fortunately for me, we got involved with the Human Anatomy Physiology Society, and they offered courses for me to take. I took courses from LSU, Grand Rapids, Michigan, had to travel a lot, but I really enjoyed it, and I gained that experience. So we taught the first human gross anatomy class at Gadsden State at any two-year college in the state of Alabama in the fall of 2008.
Wow.
So that's when it started. And we've taught it You know, sometimes we'll teach it 2 semesters a year, sometimes it's just 1 semester. But that's kind of when it all started, and it's kind of just grown from that.
You know, Gadsden State has a lot of firsts.
Yes.
That's one of the things I'm noticing on Thursdays is we're the first to do this, the first to implement this program, and that's really exciting.
Yeah, we're not only the first, we're the only 2-year college in the state that has a human gross anatomy lab. And there are some other community colleges in other states that have them. Right now, there's only like 4 or 5 universities in the state that has one. So it does set us apart, but the main thing is it gives our students an advantage.
It does.
When they can take that type of course.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about how you receive the cadavers for the lab, and any interesting facts that are related to that process.
Well, these cadavers, these are people that are body donors. So they have donated their body to science. That's different than organ donors. You know, I always tell the students this. I'll say we have the utmost respect for these individuals because they've really made a sacrifice for our benefit, for our students' benefits. If you're an organ donor, after you pass, within a couple of hours, the donation program will come harvest the organs that you've donated. Then you go to your funeral. It's all normal. Body donors are different. Within a couple of hours after they pass, the donation program comes and gets their body. So they're not there for their funeral. They're not there for their memorial service. And that's a big sacrifice for them, and that's a big sacrifice for their families. We acquire our cadavers from the University of South Alabama. They've worked really well with us, and we typically now will get 4 new cadavers once a year. And we will utilize those cadavers for all of our courses, for a lot of the outside people that come in, a lot of the high school tours that come in. So these individuals that donate their body, they are influencing thousands of students.
Yes. And that's amazing. How does it enhance the students' comprehension compared to the traditional methods?
Well, and you think about it, and Dr. Dorsett knows this as well because she brings her students into the Cadaver Lab. When you're teaching human anatomy physiology, you're trying to get them to learn stuff, and you're using models and diagrams. Well, when you can use models and diagrams and then show them the real thing, that makes a massive difference. It gives them a whole new perspective on the human body, how it works, how it's put together, and how different everybody is.
Sure.
We know everybody's different on the outside, but we're all different on the inside
Really?
too. It's always really interesting.
Not even just female to male, but
No,
every
it's just-
female's different, every male's different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Every organ.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you learn something new yourselves by every cadaver that's coming in.
Every semester. I tell the students, I'll say, look, I'm just as excited as you are to start working with these cadavers because it's never the same class twice. It's always different. It's not a textbook class.
So you get to learn something. You get to be the
Absolutely.
student.
And
as
all the
well.
other instructors are excited as well because it's like, oh, what did we get this time? You know, because
Yeah.
you know the death, you know the cause of death, but that's really all. You know, you don't know if they have a knee replacement or, you know, a stent. I mean, all of that.
All of the different things. Yeah, I remember there was, with the cadavers when I visited, there was some different things. I think there was a heart stent and like being able to work through that. And you're learning so much. Have you ever come across something where you've diagnosed that maybe they didn't catch? Because it's kind of an autopsy process in a way, but...
It kind of is. I'll tell the students, and the students have even told me, they'll say, this is like a semester-long autopsy, isn't it? And I'll say, that's really exactly what it is. Because we go through system by system, organ by organ, and we may see pathology that they didn't even know they had.
Right.
You know, it's like Dr. Dorsett said, we get age and cause of death. That's it. We don't get any personal information. We don't know where they're from. We don't know their medical history. So a lot of the stuff we find is something that, like I said, they may not have known. It may have been a problem for them, it may not have been. So we get a cause of death, but we may find multiple causes of death.
Wow.
Yeah.
And one impressive part that my students like, I generally teach the second half of anatomy and physiology, and we cover the cardiovascular system. We have heart models that are plastic. Well, I always go and get the cadaver hearts, and we have a normal heart, which is about the size of your fist, and I show them that. And then we have a very much enlarged heart that the patient had congestive heart failure, and I show them, you know, here's your normal heart side by side, and they glove up and they can touch it and open it and they can hold it and see the difference in congestive heart failure. And the smoker's lungs, that's probably the most impressive, because we have generations that are vaping and still smoking. And so when you see a normal lung, what that lung tissue looks like, and then we pull out the smoker's lung that is black and shriveled, it really gets their attention. And what I hear a lot of times is, I need to show this to my mother or my boyfriend. You know, it really is impressive. And we have that because of the Cadaver Lab and the dissections that they do.
It really enhances that student experience.
Yeah.
It just has to, like you said, to be able to hold a real organ versus like your you know, your plastic ones, or
Right.
you know, the ones that you have set up for classes. I mean, that's an incredible opportunity. Do you invite healthcare providers from outside of the college to come in and do any kind of enhanced learning or anything?
I have. I've had cardiologists come in. I've had orthopedic surgeons come in. I have an orthopedic surgeon that comes in every semester, Dr. Daniel Sparks in Etowah County. He's been very good to us. And he will come in and basically dissect the knee out for the students and say, if I was going to do a knee replacement, this is how I would do it. If I'm going to repair an ACL, this is how I would do it. And one semester he actually brought all of his equipment and his surgical nurse, and he did a knee replacement on one of our cadavers, and he let the students help him.
Oh my goodness.
And they were just amazed that he allowed them to do that. But he was like, this is how you learn. This is how you learn how to do this.
Wow, what an opportunity. Well, I want to learn more about this. I have so many more questions, and I'm sure our viewers do too. So if you have questions, please send us a message. You can find us on Facebook, of course, YouTube, or you can always send an email to Courtney at TV24.tv. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24.
Some say college isn't for single parents or people who work full-time. I'm here to prove them wrong. I'm a first-generation American, the father of Dion, and a non-traditional student at Gadsden State Community College. As a sergeant in the Army National Guard, I've watched soldiers with degrees progress faster in their careers. So today, I'm in school, involved in the Veterans Upward Bound program, and excited to see what's in store for my career. I truly am earning my wings at Gadsden State.
Come out and check out the Alabama Tractor difference. We can take care of all your needs of parts, sales, and service for RTVs, zero turns, and tractors and construction equipment. See us here in Lincoln at 620 Speedway Industrial Drive. Or come visit us here in Asheville at 275 6th Avenue, or give us a call at 205-594-7000.
Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery in Oxford is the area's leading auto body shop, serving Anniston, Oxford, Talladega, and surrounding areas since 1996. They specialize in auto body repair and refinishing, paint correction, paintless dent repair, towing, and so much more. For all of your auto body needs, contact Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery at 256-835-1170. Also online at HughesPaintandBody.com.
I'm Alan Parnell with Parnell Insurance Agency. We've been here in Oxford and Alabama, Tallapoosa, Georgia since 1990. With Auto Owners Insurance, we're able to give customers competitive pricing along with excellent coverages. Parnell Insurance can handle all of your personal, commercial, and life insurance needs. We have a very experienced staff, both personal and commercial. All together, we've got about 125 years experience. Come see what our insurance agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, and Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Auto Owners Insurance.
At Family Prosthetic and Medical Supply, we care about you. We offer custom prosthetics, orthotics, diabetic shoes, and durable medical supplies. We're located here in Alexandria, Alabama, where it's a country feel but professional care. Come see us today.
I am Lacey Klontz with your TV 24 News Update. A shooting that left a juvenile injured in Center Point is under investigation. The shooting occurred in the 700 block of Country View Terrace shortly after 4 o'clock p.m. Tuesday. Jefferson County Sheriff's officials said the juvenile was taken to Children's of Alabama and was being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Sheriff spokesman Henry Irby said they do not yet have an exact age, but he said they do know the victim is a teenager. Detectives are working to determine if the shooting was accidental or intentional. 2 people, including a 17-year-old boy, were killed in separate shootings over the weekend in Talladega. Talladega police were called just before 2:30 a.m. Saturday to 1620 Old Chaco Road on a report of 2 people shot. According to Lieutenant Dennis McDaniel, when the police arrived, they found a man and a woman both suffering from gunshot wounds. Both victims were transported by ambulance to Citizens Baptist Medical Center. Later that morning, detectives were alerted that the male victim had died. He has been identified as 34-year-old Dakari A. Wilson. Then police were dispatched at 11:32 a.m. to a call of someone shot at Sunrise Apartments. Patrol officers found the 17-year-old victim wounded. They did their very best to help him, but he unfortunately died on the scene. His name has not yet been released. Anyone with information in either case is asked to call investigators at 256-362-4508 or Central Alabama Crime Stoppers at 334-215-7867. For more news stories like these, plus weather and sports, tune in tonight to the TV 24 News. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Klontz.
Rise and shine, and welcome back. It's 7:47 on your Thursday morning, July 25th. And as we were going to break, Dr. Dorsett and Mr. Snider were telling us about the Cadaver Lab and the opportunities that it gives to students. And so let's talk a little bit more about that. That's very interesting that Dr. Sparks was able to come in and actually show a knee replacement on an actual knee, because of course you have the things that the fake knees and the mannequins, but to actually be able to perform this on an actual human leg, what benefit does that have for your students?
Well, they get to see something that they probably never get to see again. And to actually have a professional that's been doing surgeries for years, to get him to work with them and show them that kind of stuff. And he always reiterates to them, he'll say, this is why body donation and cadavers are so important. He said, these are what I practiced on to get good at what I do. And he said, most people don't realize that other countries don't allow their surgeons to practice on cadavers.
Really?
And that's why the United States is known to have some of the best surgeons in the world, because they get to practice first. They don't just look at pictures and look at videos, they practice on people that have donated their bodies. And it's like he says, if I'm a practicing surgeon, I go in and I try to do a knee replacement on a knee of a cadaver and I mess up, it doesn't matter. They're not using that knee anymore. So I don't run the risk of, injuring a person that I was supposed to be fixing.
Sure.
So it's really important for our surgeons to be able to practice. But there are some countries that they don't allow their surgeons to do that, and that's a huge disadvantage.
It really is. You've talked about the respect that you have for the cadavers and the ultimate sacrifice. And you, with having firsthand experience myself, I saw that respect and that appreciation that you have for the cadavers, and you only allow that to happen in your lab as well. Once you utilize the cadaver to the fullest, what happens then? So
basically, once we are finished dissecting and letting students learn and observe from them, as I mentioned before, they come from South Alabama. So once we are done, we will send those cadavers back to South Alabama. South Alabama will cremate the remains and contact the family and basically say your loved one's remains are ready for you to pick up. Our students always like to put together a memorial service at the end of the semester, just out of respect for those individuals. And mind you, individuals that they have no idea who they are. They've just worked with their bodies, and they feel like they've kind of formed this connection with them. So they put together a memorial service, and a lot of times they get really emotional about it.
Because they've spent hours, with this body, and they've respected it, and they've learned from that individual. And I've been to several of the memorial services, and the students put it on. It's all student led, and it can be very impressive that young students can connect in that way.
Sure. Well, I'm sure they have a lot of appreciation because it has enhanced their educational journey.
Yeah,
it really has.
Yeah, they at the end of the semester, they're always just kind of shaking their heads. They can't believe what they've witnessed, and they can't believe what they've gotten to do. And I think by the end of the semester, they have a really big appreciation for these individuals. Because I'll tell them at the first of the semester, I'll say, you're going to have 5 instructors for this course. You're going to have me, and you're going to have those 4 individuals, because they'll teach you more than I can ever teach you. I'm just kind of here to facilitate it and show you how to do certain things, but you're going to learn so much from them, you'll never forget it.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing, and we appreciate that, and the family sacrifices to do so, because this could be changing the world. You could learn, I mean, it is. You're learning something new. You are putting healthcare professionals out there that have actually had experience working on a human body.
Right.
And so you also, not just your students, your college-age students, but you also have an opportunity for high school students. Let's talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we usually do anywhere from 10 to 11 high school lab tours. These are designed for high school anatomy, physiology students. They're usually juniors and seniors. I've had some forensic science courses come. And basically, I have a list of about 35 high school teachers that they sign up for dates during the fall and the spring semester. And they will come in on a morning sometime during the week. I'll spend about 2.5 to 3 hours with them. I'll talk to them a little bit. We'll talk about certain anatomy, physiology things and pathology, and then we'll take them into the cadaver lab and let them observe different organ specimens on the cadavers, so that they can kind of get an idea of, you know, what exactly does it mean congestive heart failure? You know, I don't understand what that means, and so I can kind of show them. And the high school kids, they're always great. I tell the high school teachers all the time, I'm going to knock on wood, I've never had a problem with a high school coming in, and we've been doing that for well over 10 years. So I've got a big group of high schools that, you know, they all want to come. I can't always accommodate all of them, but they come from all over the state. I mean, I've had high school groups drive 2 hours to come to the Cadaver Lab.
It's the only opportunity around.
And so it's always been good. I enjoy it. The teachers enjoy it, and they fight for those spots every semester.
And it's very impressive because Normally, if you are going to have access to a cadaver, it's going to be in a graduate level program like med school or dental school. So, for example, when I went to dental school, I was 20-something years old before I actually worked in a gross anatomy lab and had that access. But these students, at 15, 16, 17 are being exposed to this, and it gets that spark, doesn't it, Phillip? It's the spark of health and anatomy and how the body works. And so we're being able to implement that early and expose them to that. And it's because he takes the time to do these high school tours, and it's part of community and community college. And we really do provide that, and he does a great job with that.
Do you get a lot of high school students that because of that visit they enroll at Gadsden State and want to continue that program?
Yes, we do.
That's one of the first questions I ask on the first day of class. I'll say, how many of you came to my Cadaver Lab when you were in high school? And about 4 or 5 will raise their hands.
So it's great because remember, we're the only one, and we allow access to everybody. You can schedule a tour as far as the high schools and other healthcare. It's a great facility.
Sure, it is. I agree. I'm really glad I've gotten to visit it before this. Yeah, it really is. It's a great facility. It's very well laid out and organized and clean, and I enjoyed it because you gave us an option, of course, when we were in there visiting. You talked to us about it, and then you said if anybody would like to, and you gave us, of course, your rundown of how we should act, and if you can't handle it, don't try, or if you need to, but it was really impressive, and I enjoyed it because I think it's really great to have that learning experience. I know that if I have someone who is a doctor, a medical care provider for me, to know that they've had that experience on a real body, then it gives me more comfort, and we want to have those trained medical professionals out there that have the absolute best training that they can. So we've got some more things to talk about. The science programs, there's so many more things that we need to cover this morning. We've got to go take a quick break, hear a word from our sponsors, but stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24.
Campers Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands, including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family spend time together in the great outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gadsden or Oxford.
Hello, I'm Taylor Sloan with the City of Oxford, with a word about one of our city's most precious resources, water. Clean water enriches our lives in so many ways, but we cannot afford to take it for granted. Remember, every time you pour something unnatural down the drain or in the environment, and every time you litter, our beautiful lakes and creeks suffer. Our city is beautiful. Let's all join together to keep it that way. Stop pollution where it starts, and help protect our waters for life.
What can you buy for $10? A hat? A milkshake? 166 channels plus live sports? That's right, for only $10 you can get 166 channels of classic TV shows and movies, including the latest news update from all around the world and local sports. Just simply go to 24ctn.com and click download, and then for only $10 you can have access to the best TV available.
The weather is warming up and spring is just around the corner at Miller Sand and Landscape Supply. I'm Craig Miller, and we've got something for everyone. From bulk materials like sand, gravel, and mulch to beautiful outdoor decor to make your outdoor living space the envy of the neighborhood. See our beautiful selection of Mazzarelli fountains, flowers to brighten your garden, and an outdoor center loaded with beautiful decor. Whether you need a little or a lot, visit Miller Sand and Landscape Supply.
Looking for unbeatable deals? Look no further than Shop 24, your go-to spot for incredible discounts and savings. From local dining and entertainment to grocery stores and everything you need, we've got deals you won't find anywhere else. But hurry, these hot deals are limited and going fast. Grab your phone and call now. Don't let these savings slip away. Join me, Kip Chappell, with Shop 24 every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Tune in to save big with Shop 24.
I am Lacey Klontz with your TV 24 News Update. A shooting that left a juvenile injured in Center Point is under investigation. The shooting occurred in the 700 block of Country View Terrace shortly after 4 o'clock p.m. Tuesday. Jefferson County Sheriff's officials said the juvenile was taken to Children's of Alabama and was being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Sheriff spokesman Henry Irby said they do not yet have an exact age, but he said they do know the victim is a teenager. Detectives are working to determine if the shooting was accidental or intentional. 2 people, including a 17-year-old boy, were killed in separate shootings over the weekend in Talladega. Talladega police were called just before 2:30 a.m. Saturday to 1620 Old Chaco Road on a report of 2 people shot. According to Lieutenant Dennis McDaniel, when the police arrived, they found a man and a woman both suffering from gunshot wounds. Both victims were transported by ambulance to Citizens Baptist Medical Center. Later that morning, detectives were alerted that the male victim had died. He has been identified as 34-year-old Dakari A. Wilson. Then police were dispatched at 11:32 a.m. to a call of someone shot at Sunrise Apartments. Patrol officers found the 17-year-old victim wounded. They did their very best to help him, but he unfortunately died on the scene. His name has not yet been released. Anyone with information in either case is asked to call investigators at 256-362-4508 or Central Alabama Crime Stoppers at 334-215-7867. For more news stories like these, plus weather and sports, tune in tonight to the TV 24 News. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Klontz.
Rise and shine and welcome back. It is 8 o'clock on your Thursday morning, July the 25th, and we are visiting with Gadsden State Community College. We are talking about human anatomy, physiology, chemistry, all of these fun things that Gadsden State has to offer. So we're talking with Phillip Snider and Dr. Barbara Dorsett. So welcome back. Thank you for sharing about the Cadaver Lab. That is really impressive. How can our viewers learn more about the Cadaver Lab?
Well, I know on the Gadsden State website, which is just gadstenstate.edu, they do have part of the science webpage, a page about the gross anatomy lab. And they're more than welcome to contact me at psnider at gadstenstate.edu if they have questions about it. And I have people, ask all the time about, well, who can come in, and we limit it. We don't want it to be like a sideshow because that's not what it's for. But we have people that, outside people, we're looking to expand it to do like maybe some professional development for nurses in the medical field. I just completed a professional development course with high school teachers. So it's kind of growing a little bit here now.
Well, that's wonderful, and I look forward to see the continued growth with that. Dr. Dorsett, I would love an overview of the science programs that are offered at Gadsden State.
Okay. Well, we have the academic division. We focus on our transfer students. We want to get them prepared for the 4-year university experience, and so they can take their basic classes here at Gadsden State. And as I've already said, the nice thing about the courses at Gadsden State is that the class size. So I know all of my students. I don't have a requirement as an instructor for research, so I can devote all of my time to instruction and to teaching. And one of the parts that I really enjoy is that I'm the lab instructor. It's not a class of 300 that you divide up and you have a graduate assistant as your lab instructor. I'm in the lab with them. Now we have a lab supervisor, but we both go in, and so I'm there for that lab experience because as anybody knows that is involved in science, it's the lab that you really get the interest, because you have the opportunity to implement what they are learning didactic in class. So the lab experience is great, and we have all of that. One thing that we see kind of an upkick is summer. We'll have a lot of transient students that they come home for the summer. Now, I'm not sure if that's them or their parents wanting to see them, but they come home for the summer, and then they can stay at home. Our tuition is much cheaper, and they can focus on a couple of summer classes while they stay at home, and we have a lot to offer as far as the transient students, and we enjoy the interaction, and our other students enjoy the interaction, comparing, what things are like. And I think one of the best things is access to your instructor. We're there, and I tell my students, I'm your first tutor. Ask me first, because I can be available for you, especially with chemistry and problem solving. I can be available for you. So we have both the academic side, and then of course the health science side that you've interviewed people on that, directors and on that. So we've got a lot to offer. Just come and check us out. Give us a chance, give us an opportunity, because we love students. We actually enjoy. That's why we're there, is to teach students.
And that is something I've seen across all of the interviews I've had on Thursdays, is that desire just to teach and to enjoy, to enjoy that experience. You do, and also the students. And you mentioned my interview with Health Sciences, Dr. Battles and Dr. Mullinex, and I got to participate in the standardized patient program with Dr. Lightsey, and it's just so cool, all of the things, and being able to participate in those programs. You were talking about the transient students and the difference of cost. This is about 55% less in tuition than it would be at a state college. Or public university. That's
correct. And if you also take in the dorm or the apartment or wherever you're living, if you can come home, and that saves you a lot of money. And the quality is very good. The
you're not lacking in quality just because it's cheaper.
It really is not. So I think that is a true positive. And I'm glad that you pointed that out, because a lot of people will do the transient, come for the summer, or they'll do the 2 years and then transfer.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about that transfer student opportunity.
Well, I'm going to add just a little personal note.
Oh, please do.
My husband is a local oral surgeon, and truly, if Gadsden State had not been an entity when he was in college, he's a first-generation college, and I'm a first-generation student, he would not be where he is today. And he's very successful, very happy, contributes to the community, and Gadsden State was here for him. And that almost gives me goosebumps that it's come full circle, and that I am teaching former oral surgeons or physicians or engineers. They have that opportunity. So he did the full 2 years, and then he transferred as a University of Alabama graduate, and then did 4 years of dental school, and then 4 years residency in oral surgery. So he got his start at Gadsden State Community College because his mother saved coupon money. There were not a lot of scholarships there. And so what we see so many times is that first generation, every single class. You think now, oh, well, everybody has a college degree. That's not the case. And you can have, we always have a first generation, and it makes me proud to have a part in that educational process. You are changing lives. You are breaking different life cycles that they have an opportunity, and that's the community college mission. And I just so believe in that mission that we can provide with a 2-year degree, with a certification, with anything, spark that interest. We want lifelong learners. That's what we are. That's why we still teach, is lifelong learning. I love to learn something new. So we have the transfer program, which saves quite a bit of money in the first 2 years. And you, if nothing else, when you leave Gadsden State, you've learned how to study.
Oh, there you go. That's
you
important.
don't waste that first semester at a university with all the temptation. It's fun. I've been there. Yeah. But you're going to be more focused at the community college, and you have learned how you learn. Everybody learns differently, and you can learn how you best learn, your dominant learning style. And we can help you through that because we only have 20 to 25 students. And that's what we want to do, is to turn you into a lifelong learner.
I love it. And I love your passion for it. I mean, you feel it, right?
The students pick up on her passion.
They know who wants to be there.
Well, and that's true, because that's why they like taking her course or my course, because students will tell us, you really like what you do, don't you? And we say, well, we wouldn't be here if we didn't like it. So they pick up on her enthusiasm, and she's a good instructor for incoming freshmen because she kind of breaks the ice with them.
Yeah, I want to take a class with you.
Well, they're scared to death when they first come in, and she eases their stress level. Because that first day of college, I remember it. You're lost, you don't know where you're going, and it's intimidating, and they need that. And a lot of times, and I'm not knocking universities, because I'm a JSU alumni and I'm proud of it, but it's a different experience. And there are some students coming out of high school, they're not ready for that. They need to kind of ease into it, and I think that's something that we can really help with them.
You do, and not only that, but also the ease into the cost of education.
That is very true.
Yeah, what, at $178 a credit hour? And you get these incredible experiences and opportunities, and there is a little bit of a campus life too. There's some fun things that happen around, and with sports, and we always hear about the great cafeteria. Give them a shout out, Taco Tuesdays.
Fried catfish, best fried catfish you'll eat. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so it's a fun place, and then learning, and then having your instructors that are so excited about it, that really, starts that educational journey, or continues it to where they're not so intimidated, like you were saying. So that's wonderful, because we want students there that are ready to learn and who are excited to learn, and that does start with the instructors.
Sure.
It just really does. If you have an instructor that comes in, okay, well, it's time to do this, but when you have that excitement like you do, I mean, I'm excited. I'm ready to sign up for your class right now. Well, we have some more things to talk about. We have to go to a quick break again, but stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24. There's more to talk about. Gadsden State Community College. We'll be right back.
Some say college isn't for single parents or people who work full-time. I'm here to prove them wrong. I'm a first-generation American, the father of Dion, and a non-traditional student at Gadsden State Community College. As a sergeant in the Army National Guard, I've watched soldiers with degrees progress faster in their careers. So today, I'm in school, involved in the Veterans Upward Bound program, and excited to see what's in store for my career. I truly am earning my wings at Gadsden State.
Come out and check out the Alabama Tractor difference. We can take care of all your needs of parts, sales, and service for RTVs, zero turns, and tractors and construction equipment. See us here in Lincoln at 620 Speedway Industrial Drive. Or come visit us here in Asheville at 275 6th Avenue, or give us a call at 205-594-7000.
Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery in Oxford is the area's leading auto body shop serving Anniston, Oxford, Talladega, and surrounding areas since 1996. They specialize in auto body repair and refinishing, paint correction, paintless dent repair, towing, and so much more. For all of your auto body needs, contact Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery at 256-835-1170. Also online at HughesPaintandBody.com.
I'm Alan Parnell with Parnell Insurance Agency. We've been here in Oxford and Alabama, Tallapoosa, Georgia since 1990. With Auto Owners Insurance, we're able to give customers competitive pricing along with excellent coverages. Parnell Insurance can handle all of your personal, commercial, and life insurance needs. We have a very experienced staff, both personal and commercial. All together, we've got about 125 years experience. Come see what our insurance agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, and Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Auto Owners Insurance. At Family Prosthetic and Medical Supply, we care about you. We offer custom prosthetics, orthotics, diabetic shoes, and durable medical supplies. We're located here in Alexandria, Alabama, where it's a country feel but professional care. Come see us today.
Campers Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands, including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family spend time together in the great outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gadsden or Oxford.
I'm Lacey Klontz with your TV 24 News Update. A shooting that left a juvenile injured in Center Point is under investigation. The shooting occurred in the 700 block of Country View Terrace shortly after 4 o'clock p.m. Tuesday. Jefferson County Sheriff's officials said the juvenile was taken to Children's of Alabama and was being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Sheriff spokesman Henry Irby said they do not yet have an exact age, but he said they do know the victim is a teenager. Detectives are working to determine if the shooting was accidental or intentional. 2 people, including a 17-year-old boy, were killed in separate shootings over the weekend in Talladega. Talladega police were called just before 2:30 a.m. Saturday to 1620 Old Chaco Road on a report of 2 people shot. According to Lieutenant Dennis McDaniel, when the police arrived, they found a man and a woman both suffering from gunshot wounds. Both victims were transported by ambulance to Citizens Baptist Medical Center. Later that morning, detectives were alerted that the male victim had died. He has been identified as 34-year-old Dakari A. Wilson. Then police were dispatched at 11:32 a.m. to a call of someone shot at Sunrise Apartments. Patrol officers found the 17-year-old victim wounded. They did their very best to help him, but he unfortunately died on the scene. His name has not yet been released. Anyone with information in either case is asked to call investigators at 256-362-4508 or Central Alabama Crime Stoppers at 334-215-7867. For more news stories like these, plus weather and sports, tune in tonight to the TV 24 News. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Klontz.
Rise and shine and welcome back. It's 8:18 on your Thursday morning, July the 25th. So thank you so much to Phillip Snider and Dr. Barbara Dorsett for visiting with us this morning. When we went to break, we were talking about transient students and those who want to come in and take some classes at Gadsden State and the opportunities there to continue that education, but also to continue it at a most affordable price. Because cost of school can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be. Now, one of the things I want to elaborate on, Dr. Dorsett, is you mentioned transfer students. So come to Gadsden State for your first 2 years and then transfer. Now, one of the things that I found very interesting and very helpful, and I want all of our viewers to know, is the transfer scholarship opportunities. When Dr. Hayes came in to talk about that, Gadsden State works with a multitude of universities to provide transfer scholarships. Talk about that a little.
Yes, we have programs that we communicate with all the different colleges in the area, and there are scholarships out there. They are available, and Dean Hayes is very aggressive in finding the scholarship that will help you. We have scholarship committees, and we have academic scholarships. We have all types of scholarships that are available for students, and a lot of times it's just a matter of finding them. They are out there. The population as a whole value education, and they realize that it is expensive and want to help you with different scholarship opportunities. And we have a very good transfer program, and you think, well, scholarships are only available to first-time freshmen. That's really not the case. There is a set-up program and a system that the transfer students can access and get those scholarships out there.
Yeah, and that's so important. And you get to start the journey at Gadsden State, and then have which is a very affordable option. That is, just because it's affordable doesn't mean that it's lacking anywhere, because the opportunities at Gadsden State in all of the departments are the first of many, the only of in Alabama. You know, there's just so much opportunity there, and then with that opportunity to transfer. Let's talk about going forward in the future. Are there any exciting developments or new programs that we should be looking forward to in the future?
With me, I think it's just the expansion of the opportunities for the Cadaver Lab. Like I mentioned earlier, for the medical field, being able to come in and get professional development, and offering more professional development opportunities for our high school instructors. And that's always my main focus, because I'm the one that kind of takes care of the Cadaver Lab. I consider myself as a custodian of those individuals, so I'm always kind of focused in on that. I think everybody else focuses in on everything else.
Well, you have your hands full with that. Now, when I visited, there were 2 cadavers, and then you just mentioned 4.
Yeah.
So that's been a new development.
Yeah, we have 4, and we can have more, and that's something that the college and Dean Hayes is looking at, is should we expand it to have 6 to 8? So that's kind of something that we're kind of in the process and having conversations about, something that could happen in the future. I've had medical professions ask me if they could come in with other doctors and maybe utilize our Cadaver Lab to practice. And I'm always open to that. I always tell them, I say, sure, as long as I can watch, you can come in all you want. So, and I collaborated this last spring semester through Human Anatomy Physiology Society with a doctor at Rutgers University. His name was Dr. Jeremy Gratian, and we did Zoom meetings. He would be in his Cadaver Lab, I would be in mine, and we were kind of coaching each other on different things. So that was really interesting. He was much younger than me, and so he would be asking me questions, and I would be like, well, wait a minute, you're the medical doctor. I'm wanting to learn from you too. So we learned from each other. So that's something else that we're kind of looking to do again with him.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And one thing that I would like to make note of, because we were discussing this before the show, it's very interesting that we consistently get requests for letter of recommendations from our former students that have gone on to four-year universities that are then starting a graduate program. So we haven't seen them in 2 to 3 years, and they reach out to us to write them letters of recommendation. And the reason is, we know them. It's not going to be a form letter. It's going to be personalized because we remember them, and we know the classes. And it's very interesting that they they take the time to reach out to us because they know that we know them, and you know, universities are larger, and so you don't often have that personal contact with your instructor. So I can't emphasize enough, we know your name. We know your name, and we care, and we're excited to be a part, just a small part of that educational journey, because you know, we love learning, and we want you to love it, and you will always take a tiny part of Gadsden State and the science program with you, and that makes it special for us.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love to hear you talk about it and the passion that you have behind it. And I know your students are very, very, very blessed to be able to work with the both of you and to create that excitement. And I thank you, because the world needs medical professionals that love what they do and have somebody that's helped ignite that excitement and that journey for them to believe in themselves and to know that they can. And oftentimes it starts right there at somebody, just one person believing in them and getting that excitement started. So
you're right. That was one of the, and I tell my students, I believe in you. And my first semester, a student stayed after class and said to me, I've never had anybody tell me that, and I almost got emotional. I thought, you know, because I always had support of my family, and there are people out there that don't have that support, and they can find it with us, and we all work hard to motivate our students to be the best that they can be. We have students from all different levels, and all we ask is that you be the best that you can be. And now I sound like an Army commercial.
Well, that's okay.
We do believe in our students, and we believe in student success and motivation. So we're just thrilled to be a part of that.
Yes. Oh, I love it. You do have students that come back to visit, and you get to keep up with their journey. What's a success story that just stands out with you? Can y'all think of one? I know you have multiple, and you don't have to mention names.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I have the opportunity with what I teach, and really what all we teach, but I'm kind of in a unique situation to where it can change a student's life. They can take a totally different path than they thought they wanted to. I've had 3 previous students become surgeons.
Oh, wow.
And they had no intention of doing that until they took that course, until they got involved. And they all contacted me and said, well, I've changed my major. They've transferred, and I'm gonna become a surgeon. And one of them, and he was an exchange student from Africa, a small country in Africa. And he was going into nursing, got his nursing degree, and he contacted me and he said, you know, after taking that class, I really want to be a surgeon. And I said, well, you can do it. Well, he ended up transferring from UAB with a nursing degree to Boston University, became a surgeon, went back to his country in Africa, and he is the sole surgeon in his little small African country.
Now that's a success story.
Yeah.
I have tears in my eyes. That is so beautiful.
And that's on him. I mean, he did it all.
Changing lives.
Changing lives. Oh, I love it. I'm such a sappy person. I'm telling you, I love success stories. I love that. And thank you all so much. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all that you do for our community and for the students, and to open up young minds, or minds that are just wanting to expand on their education. So thank you so much. And I look forward to our visit again, and wishing you a great rest of your day. And come back anytime.
Well,
keep us posted. And
thank
you too. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure that you check out GadsdenState.edu for all of the opportunities they have there. And of course, you can reach out to either one of you as well. So send them an email. You can find that info on the website. So we'll see you back here tomorrow morning. We've got Ellen Hurst with Alabama Cares. So we have some really cool things to talk about with her as well. So thanks for joining us. Thank you again for Dr. Dorsett and Mr. Snider for visiting with us this morning. So have a great rest of your day. We'll see you back here tomorrow, and rise and shine. Bye.
Some say college isn't for single parents or people who work full-time. I'm here to prove them wrong. I'm a first-generation American, the father of Dion, and a non-traditional student at Gadsden State Community College. As a sergeant in the Army National Guard, I've watched soldiers with degrees progress faster in their careers. So today, I'm in school, involved in the Veterans Upward Bound program, and excited